Yeah, so what? It's your boy, Bitz and Bobz. Listen, we've hit a milestone, everyone. Hip hop hooray! Listen, 10th episode of Bitz and Bobz Meets. Now, I'm going to give this woman a bit of an intro because I was telling her off air that, I watched her. I never told her that I'm quite proud of her, so I'm going to say it on live. Very proud of her achievements. It's very good to see a black woman elevating. It's also good to see representation when you look on your phone, when you look on your screens, when you look on your TV. And, at very such a young age, she's accomplished so much. And obviously, Nigeria, everyone knows we never carry last. So, guys, I'm proud to introduce you to one of the hosts on the terrace, who I can now call a colleague. And she also is one of the hosts on the Gold Diggers podcast. Everyone and anyone, I'd like to introduce you to Anita. Hello.
Hello. Hey,
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming. Seriously. I appreciate it. 10th episode. It's a small milestone, but to me, it's massive because it means you're the 10th person I've been able to share a platform with on this podcast that I'm trying to do. And just kick it. I mean, where do we start? I mean, do you know what? Yeah, let's start on some positive stuff. Okay. Let's talk about you. So, you're a host on the terrace.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk me through it. How did that come up? And also you have a podcast. So let's start at the terrace, and then let's go work our way through to the Gold Diggers podcast.
It's actually so crazy because you can't start with the terrace unless you start with Gold Diggers.
Is that right? Okay, let's go.
Literally, so I'm gonna switch it around. I'm gonna say Gold Diggers, right? Literally sitting in a uni room with my good friend Bree, and we're like, do you know what? Like, too many men talk too much crap about football, and they never want to hear us out. So then it was just like a thing of me and Bree sat down and we said, we really want to, talk to other females about men's football. Like one day we wanted to get that cracking. So it was literally a thing where 3 years after uni, tell a lie, 2 years after uni, we sat down and had the same conversation, and it was just like deja vu. So we were literally like, listen, whoa, we've had this conversation before. Let's actually do it now. So then, we went on the internet, we found 10 other girls to join us.
Wow. How did you pick?
It was hard. Like, you on the internet, you can only go off people's tweets and how they act when football comes on and stuff. So we literally took a gamble like that. Like, literally, you're just like, okay, so you tweet some sense. Okay, you. Literally. I also put out a tweet about it as well, and it got like so much reception. I had almost 100 girls in my DMs like, hey,
are you serious?
Legit.
Wow.
And it was just nice to see because, like loads of girls being into men's football the way I am. It was so beautiful because more time I could only talk to Bree about football at the time. And now it's just
I've met Bree. Bree's an Arsenal fan, right?
No, not that Bree. That's Brianna. So this is Bridget. She's more low key. So like we're co-founders. I'm literally like the visual one, and she's like the one doing all the logistics behind the scenes. Literally, she does everything behind the scenes. Everything, but
I like it.
Yeah, I love her to pieces. And then with the terrace, Terry saw me call out Rashford and said, Rashford, he's I know you're a Man United fan, so
no, please listen. I got time. Don't worry.
Time before Rashford became, Sir Rashford, MP Rashford, before he became that, I was like, there's no way Tammy Abraham is not better than Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford is not that great. Terrible shout in the end. I know, I get it. But it brought Terry to the likes of me, and then he asked me to come on a few more shows, and he just liked what I was about when it comes to especially Chelsea, and he just asked me like, do you want to host a Chelsea show? And I'm like, me? I mean,
a whole me?
Me, a whole me, a whole me. I said, it ain't no problem, but are you sure? And he's just like, yeah, he believed in me, man. I owe that guy a lot, honestly. It's really nice of him.
So obviously from Terry, the head honcho. So obviously he's gave you this platform, obviously,
Yeah.
and like I said to you, you are on the screens and stuff. Like YouTube is now taking over. Anyone that tells you it's just been ignorant, I think the breakthrough for me with YouTube was lockdown, and it made me
Yeah.
think I actually only watch sports or movies, mainly sports. And when that
Yeah.
wasn't done, I went to YouTube for my fix. So you're on the screens now. You're a
Yeah.
woman. You're talking about football. Now, unfortunately, we live in a world where there are a lot of ignorant people,
Yeah.
and it's not good. It's not okay. It's absolutely shit, to be honest.
Mhm.
I have to ask: have you had anything? And look, anything that comes to the top of your mind, and what I would like to say, people that are watching, when you ask someone about discrimination or racism,
Yeah.
you need to bear with them, because majorly they are about to relive and tell you verbally about a traumatic experience. And I don't think people understand that, when we relive this, when we talk about these moments, it's majorly like traumatic, and it's also mentally disturbing. So please, Anita, do you remember a time, or I mean, I know what your answer is, because I followed you and I've seen it. But for those who
Yeah.
probably haven't seen you or met you, could you tell us a time where you've had some discrimination because you're a woman talking about football?
I mean, I can tell you about hundreds of times, like
Mm,
I get it on a weekly basis, like I've just literally become so immune to it now that whenever it happens, it takes a lot for it to now like start to break me down.
mm,
There's just been so many times I can't even begin to fathom. I remember there was a time where me personally, I'm very outspoken, so if there's
good.
something I want to say, I will say
Mhm,
it. Um, so when the whole Black Lives Matter situation was happening
mhm,
during lockdown, I was very outspoken about it. I even came on the terrace, and this was before Terry even, got me on as a actual host. But I came on the terrace,
mhm.
I spoke about it, and I called people out. I said people are ignorant, people are this, people are that. Like if you're not following the Black Lives Matter, or you think it's a threat, then there's something that you need to question and stuff like that. The abuse
100%.
I got in my mentions and in my DMs, I got people telling me to go back to my country, the usual monkey stuff
Mhm.
as well. And it's like those kind of comments hit home more than the sexist comments. Sexist
Yeah,
comments, yeah. Sexist comments, I'll probably get in any industry that I go into, any
yeah.
industry. And
And you're
it's,
ready for that, aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty much ready for it. We got tough skin out here, but when it's to do with the sexism coupled with the racism, it's a lot harder to swallow, because at the end of the day, I can't help my skin tone. I am a black
Mhm.
woman, and I'm very proud to be a black woman. I'm Nigerian. I'm very proud. Like,
Hey, come on.
you know
Oh,
what I
baby.
mean.
I know. Come on.
You
Speak
know what I
calm.
mean.
Speak calm. No, and I love the fact that you said that, because, like, do you know, this is about you. It's not about me. This pod, but, like, I I'm the first black leader in my employer, in my
Yeah,
organization, and it's quite sad at the same time, because 2020 to be the first of anything is quite sad.
crazy.
However, that being said, the organization I work with, we're moving. We're making strides to go forward, to change. People are acknowledging that the way it was, the culture, it can't go on. And
Mhm.
I'm always saying equality, being diverse for, uh, uh, being united for a diverse future. And I always talk about the black women. I always talk about the Asian women, and people always say to me, "Oh, you talk about it." I'm like, "Yeah, because it's a double whammy." And they
Mm.
look at me like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, one, people see them and think, oh, she's a female. They disregard that, and then second, they look at the color of skin, and then when people start listening to me, they're like, oh, I never thought like that." I'm like, "Well, imagine being the woman, you know."
Exactly.
And like, it pains me, because it's a reality that we all face,
Mhm.
And I made a comparison needs to a white female colleague, And she was like, yeah, I'm so frustrated, blah, blah, and stuff. I didn't get into this job, but then they're going to try and give me opportunity because they want to make it diverse. So I said to her, I was like, so you can get into a job because you felt it was sexist. Like, yeah. I was like, imagine being black. And she looked at me, she went, what do you mean? I said, imagine if you were a black female and you already knew you weren't getting the job, but you knew you're saying it's because you're female and they're going to try and bring you in to make it more diverse. Now, diversity, Winter Surfer here with a comment here. But be nice, you be nice to Prince of or Romans, let me comfy.
I love Winter Surfer. I love him.
Surfer, man. Great guy. Thanks for the love and support, man. I was saying to her, I was just like, I'm not going to name her name, but I said, look, I find that interesting. She said, what do you mean? I was like, diverse. What, because they're going to allow a white woman in the team? I was like, why is it that people think diversity means jucking a female or something? Your team or your organization should represent society. So now back to you. Okay. I know what you're going to tell me. I know how you felt because I've been there.
Yeah.
Oh, these two, Sam, Bitz, don't be nice and put these Chelsea fans back to reality. See, this is one thing I love about YouTube. I love the banter and this community. Like, shout out to Sam, shout out to Winter Surfer.
You know what, Bobz? Can I really just get back to Sam on that, just really quickly?
No way. It wouldn't be like you, right?
It wouldn't be like me to just let it slide, I mean, he's got AFC at the end of his name, Sam. Like, you cannot be telling me these things. Go and beat Burnley. Go and beat Burnley. I'm begging you, please. But sorry. So I just had to. Sam,
hold tight, man. You know what I mean? Listen. When you beat Burnley, come back, yeah. Listen. You might play them in a playoff final. Who knows? You know what I mean?
At this point, anyway. Nope. Not doing football. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. So what I was trying to get at, Nietzsche, is just like, how did you cope with it all?
It's kind of different for other people. So for me personally, I like to see myself as having thick skin. I have the people that I go to and I let them know, like, this is really frustrating me, blah blah blah. Like, I let them know, I let it out, because if I do not let it out, it will consume me. So the more I let it out and the more I speak to other people about it and hear other people's frustrations and their own concerns as well, it's more like, wow, I really got to keep pushing and I got to learn how to handle it a lot better. It was really hard to begin with, and I think I used to tell all my friends all the time, like, especially on the football terrace, because it's such a big platform, and then you get it coming from left, right, and center. But when you have people supporting you and helping you out, that's big.
You're getting love.
Getting love, man.
Do you know what I was telling you about all my guys being nice? That's one of my best friends there.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, that's why he's doing up Calvin Klein models. Look at his picture. Look at it. Look. See how they talk pigeon. See. Richie, you won't talk, Mike. Look. I'm done. We're everywhere, man. Nigerians are everywhere. Trust me.
Everywhere.
Sorry, carry on.
It's... But for some people, I always like to talk about my experiences, but then I'm just like, experiences will be different for other people, and other people, they can't necessarily handle the abuse that they get. So especially when it comes to racism or just sexism alone, they can't handle it. And it's something that I'm trying to raise awareness about, like, there are people out there that you are discouraging from doing what they need to do in this footballing industry, either because they're a woman or either because they're black. And it's just something that needs to be highlighted on a regular basis. The way I would deal with it could be someone else's downfall, God forbid. And it's just something that it needs to be normalized and it needs to be spoken about a lot more.
That's why, do you know what? God bless you. That's why with the whole BLM, I went to the Edinburgh one, the protest, and got interviewed by a reporter that went a bit viral. I didn't have Twitter. I never had Twitter up until September.
Whoa.
yeah. So basically, I used to have it years
Yeah.
ago, and I used to do like MCing and hosting stuff, and then like yeah, just a lot of racism and stuff. So I thought, do you know what? I'm just coming off it. Like I don't really care.
Mhm.
Like it's not too tough. And obviously I came back on, and yeah, and like you see the difference in the power of social media. And then a woman I work with, a colleague actually, she said to me, "Oh, you're on Twitter." I was like, "Excuse me." So I went on it. I was like, "What's this?" I saw my video. I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I thought to myself, "What can I do to raise awareness? And
Mhm.
what is it people don't like to do? Talk about racism. What is it white people don't like to do? Talk about racism. And not all white people, because
Yeah.
you know, I hear people say, "Oh, white people are the problem of racism." Well, actually, if you do your history, it was because of certain white people that there's no slavery.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
So
Literally.
we need to be. I thought to myself, I want to change the way it's seen, and I want to change the chat, as in the conversation, or make it a conversation, not make it a heated conversation. Just ask the question, say, "What's your thoughts on this, and why do you think that is?" And I'd like to say I'm okay. I've got a network up at work initiative. I've
Mhm.
told you, being the first black leader and stuff. So it makes me really happy when I hear you say that about raising awareness, because the more we talk about it, the more action will take place. The more it will be normal. It will be the
Yeah.
new norm, you know. And what I'm striving to change is the culture at workplaces. You know, the sexist jokes, the racist jokes.
God.
You know,
Yeah.
let's punish people. Because I see what I see. Do you know what? Let me ask your opinion. Yeah, people say, "Oh, you need to educate them and stuff." Right now, I've got two things on this. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, we should educate them. Okay, 100%. A part of me thinks you know right from wrong as an adult.
Mhm.
Okay? You know what you can't say and can't say, and there's a reason why people say, "Oh, it was just a joke," but really, it's not a joke, is it, Neats?
Yeah.
Do you know
It's never really a joke. It's
when you're
something
when
that
you're
comes from deep within.
yeah, like because I'm thinking to myself, why is that a joke? If you're making
Mhm.
fun of someone because of their gender or their sexuality or their race, okay, or even just about them or their physical appearance,
Mhm.
why is that a joke? You know, and that's what I'm trying to change. And I've got this thing: if you change the mind, you change the attitudes. And then
Oh,
yeah, that's what you can steal that if you want.
I will. Change the mind, change the attitude. I will be stealing that 100%.
Yeah, so that's what I think, and that's what I see at my workplace. And like, I see you, and I'm gonna go regular to that. I smile when I see you on TV
Oh.
because for me, it's representation. I
Mm.
love it that you're talking about football. Why should you not? I had a friend message me. Well, he tweeted me it, and he said, "I'm all for equality, but women shouldn't referee men's games." And I never replied to it because I know him, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just not going to reply because I thought to myself, so it's
Ridiculous.
okay to have male managers of female teams. Do you know what? My question is, why is it a debate?
I
Why?
till this day, yeah, I honestly haven't a clue. It goes all the way back to when those sexist remarks were made. I think it was in a Wolves match. I can't remember who exactly said it. I don't want to be. My sister literally just walked in singing like an idiot. But anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to
Does
say the
she
wrong
support
name.
Chelsea as well?
My sister.
Yeah,
My sister supports Didier Drogba.
fair
That's
play.
it.
That's
Fair play.
fine.
Fair play.
Fair play.
But yeah, I just don't understand why it's such a big debate. Like I look at refereeing in football. I don't think there's enough female referees. Lucky, I see your message. I'm sorry. We'll have another recording next week. We promise. Um, but yeah, literally, I don't see enough female referees, and it's because of the negative narrative around it. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like especially with like lineswomen and stuff, because the whole thing started from the first lineswoman in football,
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not being funny, not to toot my own horn, but I call offside way more than these guys that I know call offside. Like I can see it from a mile away. I've got that 20/20 vision. It's not about your gender when you're doing your job. It's not about your gender. It's about how well you can do your job, and it should never ever be about gender. And I don't understand the debate in it. I really don't. Again, something that I've been trying to do, break the narrative, because the same way I argue with football with the guys on the terrace, in the same way I want loads of females to come out and argue football in that way, because until we start acting like them, they ain't gonna treat us the same.
It's sad, isn't it? That last sentence.
Yeah,
it's sad. It's a real shame, and I'm all for it because do you know what? I'm very competitive. Right? Let me not lie to you yet. So I'm like, all right, if you want to do this, let's do this. Like,
yeah.
I remember I'll take you back to a football match in Scotland, secondary school, and I think her name was Molly, right? And we were like 15, 16, yeah. For the record, guys, I'm 31, so it's not like I'm trying to take you back to some Stone Age or something. So we're playing against her, yeah, and the teachers. The parents were saying, like, oh, that's the school team of the girl that plays. We already knew who she was because she could play. Do you know what I mean? Scotland is a fishbowl. So all the good players at the time in Edinburgh, you were aware about it. Do you know what I mean? So we knew. And like, she played up front. And like, I remember our goalkeeper saying like, Bobz, whatever you do, man, if she's coming, just kick her, bro. Like, he's like, I was like, why? And he was just like, oh, man, imagine if she scored. And I was like, and I'm only 14, 15. I'm thinking, is that what you're worried about? I'm like, is that what you're worried about? There's me thinking, oi, I'm trying to win the game. Never mind if she scores. And that stuck with me till this day.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, that's very sexist. Like, and you don't realize it until you get a bit older. Like, it's like I said, it's a joke. And he's like, oh, imagine if she scored. I couldn't have her. Was I supposed to go ha 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 or lol? And truth be told, actually, I took her out in the game. And then, do you know what the funny thing is? Yeah, I'll never ever forget this line, and I use it to this day. Right? Do you know what she said to me? I tackled her hard. I won the ball, but I left the bit on her, and everyone was like, oh. And I was like, what? I was just like, it's a competitive game. Like she was running forward, so I took her out. So I was like, are you all right? And she says, yeah, I'm not ticklish. That's what she said to me. And truth be told, I use that saying now. If someone hits me or tackles me, I'm like, yeah, I'm not ticklish. Try it even hard. But I love that because I was just like, she's like, yeah, so what? You tried to tackle me.
Yeah, proper energy.
So let's keep that energy going. And I think I can't remember her name, but I think she's the women's coach at Chelsea.
I've never watched women's football.
Okay. So she's the women's coach, but she was thinking about applying for the England job.
Yeah.
And the seniors job, and everyone was like, oh, she couldn't do that. And then she said, well, why do you have men applying for women's job? And I actually thought, I sat up, I went, yeah. How can you justify that? Sorry, we're going a bit wayward here. Let me try.
No, it's fine. Can I just say on the women's game, like I really feel like there are some managers in the women's league, especially the female managers, who are making the women's game much better than the men would have done. It's ridiculous to see a narrative that a woman's coach cannot coach, the England team or a man's team. Like that is absolutely ridiculous. I can't. Like I said, your job is not about your sexuality or your sex. It's literally about how well you can do your job. Man, it's a sad world.
No, I can see it. I can see it in you. And don't let it trigger you. Don't let it trigger you because there's bigger fish to fry, and we are making a change. How's the cocktail going down? Is that all right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So what is that? Strawberry dak or what? A woo woo or what?
I haven't a clue. Like my mate said he concocted a drink for me, and I said okay, and it's just really nice.
Okay. Well, at least one of us are enjoying anyway.
On a Monday night.
Shayo. But no, so like obviously you're Nigerian.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for you? Like, so me, I'm very in touch with my Nigerian side. I'm very
Yeah.
proud. Obviously, don't let the Scottish accent fool you. Obviously, I identify as being Scottish, but I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
I speak Pidgin. As soon as I hear you are Nige, I start speaking Pidgin straight away. Yeah. What is it for you? What does it feel like?
Oh, being Nigerian, right? I'm not even to boast about my country or nothing. Like, I'm not trying to boast, but being Nigerian is a blessing. Like, I love being Nigerian. Like, I just feel like it's something to be proud of. Like, when people say they're Nigerian, they say it with pride. Like, there's never no shying away. Like, oh yeah, I'm Nigerian, or looking around like, nah, it's a straight, yeah, I'm Nigerian. Like,
Mm.
we're literally worldwide. Like, I don't think there's a single country where you can't find a Nigerian. Like,
Listen, my cousin went to
worldwide.
Korea, and he WhatsApped me. He's like, imagine I was going to the club, and one uncle came up to me. He's like, how far? In
see,
Korea, we're
see,
everywhere.
see, literally, we're worldwide. Like, I just love being Nigerian. I don't speak Yoruba as per se. I sing in it though, because choir and all of that jazz. But
Mm-hmm.
I love being Nigerian. I love my language. I love my culture. I love everything about it. And like my last name, yeah. If I told you the meaning of my last name, oh my god. So my
What?
last name,
Ayombi? Which one was it?
wow, no.
Did I just butcher it? I apologize.
Wow, I cannot believe it. Nah, it's Abayami, and it
Buy me.
means
Yeah, buy me. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
my enemies tried to mock me, but God wouldn't allow them. Story of my life.
Amen. Wow.
Story of my
Are you
life.
serious? Wow. I've
Story
got
of
to
my
ask
life.
though, what's your Nige's name though?
Hey, that's a bit confidential.
Because when I saw Anita, I'm like, what's her name? What's her name?
Hey, that's a bit confidential. My Nigerian name is actually my first name, so we ain't doing that. I'm gonna tell you backstage though.
No peep. No. Oh, no, I love that. I love that. I love that a lot. Because do you know the funny thing is like I said to you, also, all my guys are Nige and stuff, and it's
Yeah,
good because like we have family everywhere. And it's like my family are based in Dallas, Washington, Toronto, Senegal, Nige, like
crazy.
all over America and stuff. And it's like we are literally everywhere. And do you know the funny thing is though, when you see a surname, you're like, like anytime I go places and I see someone's name, I'm like, I'm on chop, because you just know, you can tell.
Yeah,
Segueing on, yeah. Okay, I've got to ask you. Obviously, you're on a podcast.
yeah,
Okay, so I mean, what's that like? You have, I believe you said 10 people to join you.
yeah.
So what's that like? Is there a rivalry in between? Is it all Chelsea or what's it like?
There's rivalry in between, so it's like it used to be the top 6 teams, but now it's literally the top 5 teams in Arsenal. Um, it's quite tense, like
Mm-hmm.
there's obviously being with men and handling like male personalities and stuff, and it's with men, like, no offense to men, like this is me being sexist now, but with men it's all pride, and it's all like proving people wrong and stuff like that. But with women, it's literally the same thing. And people will be so shocked about that because they think, like woman is more like the bitchiness and the cattiness. It is that,
Mm.
but it's also, I'm right about this opinion. You're not gonna change my mind. I dare you to try and change my mind type of
Mhm.
mentality.
Which is
Again,
good though. It's
good.
also healthy, right? That's also healthy, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's
You know.
extremely healthy because it brings that football banter that you need, that football competition that you need. And it's not like a case where we can't banter with each other. We banter with each
Mm.
other on a weekly basis. And like we can share other interests in football, such as who's the best looking footballer. We debate. When I tell you, we've been debating on that for like the last 3-5 days. Like if you have gold diggers on Twitter, you'll see like in our media just fine looking football men like Grealish and Bellerin and all of them lot. And
Mm.
it's nice because it's a different perspective of football. It's a completely different perspective mixed with the general perspective that you see on an everyday basis. So yeah,
Mm.
it's challenging, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love them girls. I love them to pieces.
Well, that's a nice disclaimer because you had to say that. But yeah, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. So, like, do you know what? The reason I asked that, right? Okay, so the banters and stuff, and obviously,
Yeah.
our friend Igal has been under a bit of, strain, and obviously his club ain't really helping him at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, Arsenal. It got me a little bit. I had to. I put a tweet out for him to like show support and stuff.
Yeah.
And like we're talking about mental health and stuff, and
Mhm.
for me, I just felt I had to tweet something because I was like, he's probably going to be reading that over and over again, and
Yeah.
thinking, why me? Why is this guy coming up to me? And that's why I tweeted saying, imagine waking up with hate to try and hate on someone. So, it's good to hear because, like, look, it is football banter. And for some of us, football is religion. Football determines how we sleep at night,
Yeah.
how we feel the next day, and
How we eat.
How we eat. Yeah, listen, had me emotional. Listen, oh man.
I feel you. After the Everton match, I didn't eat. My mom made poundage and I did not eat. I said no, take it back.
Imagine. Oh man, seriously. No, so I get that. So like, yeah, and I just think it's nice to hear that. Like, oh, listen, we have rivalries, blah blah. But I love those girls, and like I just had a show before this one. And it's called The Debate.
Yeah.
Like it gets heated, like, and we laugh at each other. But this is just a disclaimer to people watching and people that watch. But like, remember, guys, it's football.
Yeah.
Like, it's banter. It's a football community where we're just having fun and banter. Like, I don't hate. It's Chelsea. So what? Do you know what I mean? We'll disagree on loads of things probably, and probably agree on loads of, but it doesn't change what I think of her personally.
Yeah, facts.
One thing we need to learn amongst this society circus that we live in, we need to learn to accept and respect. Just remember that. You can steal that as well if you want. Learn to accept and respect. Okay.
But can I just quickly just say on the Agal situations and stuff? Literally, I get so much hate on Twitter, and it's easy to look past it. It's very easy to look past it, but because the football terrace, we've built a community and we've built like kind of like a little family at the same time. When I see things like that, it gets me annoyed. So people will come in my mentions and a guy will be in my mentions and a guy will say something not nasty, but he'll probably say something like supportive and stuff, be like, big up my sis or something like that. And people will come for him for no reason. And it got to a point where I started saying, listen, leave my boy alone. Like, what's wrong with you people? Like, regardless of how we are on the actual terrace and what personalities you see from me, like, I argue with Adam all the time on the football terrace. I've argued with Terry. I've argued with almost everyone. However, they are my brothers. Like, people need to understand football is one thing, but once you put everything aside, it's all banter.
Exactly.
Absolutely all banter, and it should never ever be a point where you are disrespecting somebody based on anything at all. So anytime I do see disrespect to a gal, I'm there to stand up for him because it's
100%.
Like, what is that? It really does infuriate me sometimes, and I know that some people, they just have hidden agendas, and it's just not nice. It's not nice.
100%. We'll conclude on that. So, okay, let's go segue on to Chelsea Football Club because we've not touched on them. You probably want to keep the drink up there because you might need it. Yes. Oh, look, Elite KJ. Here he is. We argue all the time.
I argue with KJ a lot, but me and KJ, like, that's my bro. Like, if I see KJ getting disrespected anywhere, I'm annoyed. That's literally my brother. Like, man.
It's funny, do you know the funny things from watching you guys, and obviously hold tight KJ, and now being a part of the team now, it's like, okay, and like, I think that's what it is though, isn't it? People just assume, don't they? They assume, and they don't know. And do you remember growing up, the old saying, if you haven't got nothing good to say, you don't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
We move. Chelsea Football Club, yeah. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna, because do you know what? Yeah, let me not lie to you. The first person I wanted to at was Prime, yeah, and I thought, let me smoke Anita, but then I thought, hold tight, do I want the smoke though? Do I want the smoke? Because I've seen your clapbacks. Yeah, I've seen your clapbacks, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, man, she's talking to me. Let's just be brothers and sisters. But the real talk, Chelsea. Like, I never saw that coming. I don't think. I think there was a few shocks this weekend. With some. I didn't think Chelsea were going to be one of them. So, what was your thoughts on the game?
Oh god, this is the first time I've actually spoken about this.
So I'm getting exclusive. Is that how it is?
No, legit. Exclusive. Don't kill me. Nah, but honestly, the game on Saturday, it wasn't disappointing. It was just frustrating. Like we had so many chances. I see what Lampard was trying to do. I personally wouldn't have gone with the game plan that he had. I wouldn't have gone with the tactics. I wouldn't have gone with the formation, especially considering we ain't got any of our wingers. And I just feel like if Frank regularly played Callum Hudson-Odoi, he would not be injured right now. He's going off injury because like he'll play one match, not play for another 5 to 6 matches, then come back on for full 90 minutes. And it's mismanagement, if I'm being deadly serious with you. It's mismanagement of Callum. We didn't have a natural winger on the pitch. It was just a cause for disaster. And I didn't watch the entire match. Like, don't laugh at me, man. I didn't even watch the entire match. Like, I watched a bit of the first half, and then, like, obviously my dad's not feeling well at the minute, but I went to go check on my dad and stuff. Pray for uncle. Went to go check on my dad and stuff. And then, like, I missed the majority of it, but then I came back in the second half, and I'm thinking, this is a disaster, fab. Like, we are not coming back from this. There's no way. Like, I know my club, innit? And I know when it's one of them games where it's like, we're not going to get nothing from this, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I still had a spectacle of hope. And then Lampard put on 3 strikers, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done. He put on 3 strikers. I haven't seen that done since Jose Mourinho when he put on Demba Ba, Samuel Eto'o, and Loic Remy at the same time. I haven't seen that since then. And I was just like, like, this ain't a match that I'm gonna watch. 3 strikers. Yeah. I'm not watching, but frustrating, man. So frustrating.
Do you think, right? I jumped on Monster Stream and I had shout out to the Green Devil. The devil works hard, but Bobz works harder. Do you think, right, with the season? So I jumped on Monster's stream, and I was going crazy. I was just like, and him, Charlotte, Prime, Jem, Kai, all just having fun. Yeah. Oh, listen, they were holding corn, like they were holding the smoke, because I thought, as a football person, I just thought, not to say Lampard is clueless. But I think at that game, I think Ancelotti had his number. I think he was just like, this is what you're going to do, and I'm going to counter-attack it. Okay, they got their goal, fair enough. But, I thought it would have been a draw, obviously, because Everton didn't really do that much. They did. You can't really say they had that chance. And I just think, is this showing, with Chelsea dropping points, Man United, Manchester Derby, don't even have to go into that circus. And obviously, I'm not even going to mention Arsenal because I don't think they're a big club anymore. Is this showing that everyone's standard of football is shit? Okay, let me not say shit because I don't want to disrespect clubs at the same time. But I think the standard of football from the big clubs, I think that big bridge is slowly merging. Look at the league table now, Neats, right? Hear me out, right?
Yeah.
You got Southampton in 3rd. Southampton, right? You know what I mean? Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to start disrespecting teams, actually. Southampton, right?
One disrespect.
Team yeah? Man that blew up beach with their towels and eat a snow cone or ice cream cone are 3rd in the league. We got Tottenham, Jose's men, top of the league. We got Burnley winning 6-pointers against Arsenal. We got Liverpool going to Fulham and struggling, right? Man United, Man City don't even want none of it. I mean, the standard's dropping, right?
I feel like I feel like the standards are dropping, but I put it down to back in the day, every manager had their own philosophy. You know, like there was the philosophies of football. Jose Mourinho had his own style. Pep had his own style. Ancelotti had his own style. Conte own style. Just integrating these styles within the Premier League and stuff. And when you look at the person who's top of the table, Jose Mourinho, he's been doing this for the longest. And I put it down to we have a lot of new age managers at the minute. A lot of them probably haven't found their style or haven't, they don't play the most attractive football. But it's literally the fact that we've had a lot of new age managers come into the Premier League. I would say the standards dropped, but not because of the footballers, but just because of the management on the management side, especially I don't know. It could be the other way around, because at the end of the day, we look at Nagelsmann in Leipzig. He's doing bits with Leipzig, and it could go either way, either or. But at the same time, it's not going the right way for the Premier League, and it's kind of a worry. I don't know. I want to say the standard is going to go back up, but there's also more things to factor in. Is your board really behind the club? Like I can hand on heart say Chelsea Football Club will bounce back, because I know my board, I know my manager. We're not gonna settle for second place. We're not a second place club under Abramovich. We're not.
No, a bit of a sticky one still. You know them ones. I can't say that with my club. But yeah, I mean, you know what? Like we say, banter aside, football chat now with the football head. It was just a bad game. Bad day at the office, wasn't it? At the end of the day, Chelsea will come back. I've said this to people. Obviously, I back my club. I say we'll win the league. I, honest to God, worry regarding Chelsea, because when they've made all these signings, everyone's saying like, oh, they're not going to gel, But I'm thinking, shut up. Like, what? Do you think he's just going to be standing at the training session and be like, right, lads, boots on, out you get, enjoy yourself? You know what I'm trying to say? Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Have a nice day. Do you know what I mean? No, obviously he's going to work. Just, well, yeah, it does really. That was a bit of a dig to him, but anyway, it's not like he's going to work. But no, but like, I think to myself, like, if your players click and just go on a run of games, yeah. And for me, I think to myself, they're going to be a problem. And okay, like, you're only as good as your last game. Okay, cool story. I get that, because I'm always first person to say that. But I think if they get a 10-game run and put some serious points to the board, say they get like 26, 27 out of 30.
Yeah.
Can you put your hand on your heart and say another team's going to do the same run? Because I can't right now. Liverpool cookie crumbles. Man United, look, did you ever watch The Lord of the Rings?
I can't remember it, but I've watched it like several times.
Okay, so it was like 9 hours, yeah? So yeah. I call Ollie Frodo Baggins, okay?
That's so bad, yeah.
How long did it take Frodo to get to the mountain? Yeah? To the top of the mountain, that's like Ollie trying to get to the top of the league, yeah? How long did it take? And people won't answer me. I'm like, exactly. Do you know what that's where I'm seeing it. And they're like, how can you? I'm like, bro, like, do you know how long those 3 films are? Do you know what I mean? So that's what it's like right now. I mean, I think the management right now, I think we need to put respect on Carlo Ancelotti.
100%.
I think because people need to remember, like, the way I saw comments about Carlo Ancelotti, he needs to get out of Everton. I'm like, are you all right? Do you watch football? Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
I remember Arsenal fans saying they don't want Carlo Ancelotti. And in my head, I'm just like, insane. I will take that man back in a heartbeat. I will take him back in a heartbeat. One of the best managers. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying, KJ. That's what I'm saying.
I'm so
okay, tweet that and tag me in.
I am so done. KJ is hilarious. He's so hilarious.
He's a cool guy. Made me feel really welcome at welcome vibes. Sorry, midnight vibes. Beg your pardon. He found me really welcome. He's a cool guy. But do you see what I'm trying to say? Because when I talk to people about football, they're like, "Oh, this." I'm like, "No. Like, look at the standard of players and teams, and then look at the standard of managers. Like, when people Chelsea are a problem. I don't care what they say. Like, and listen, you know, we can crack the jokes about Frank Lampard, yeah, but do you know what I like about Frank Lampard? Okay, he's intellectual. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
Also, when he says something, I actually believe him. If I'm honest, but you know when you guys didn't before you signed these players, yeah, he was saying, arms crossed. Yeah, I know the problem. I need players. I know. So he in his head, he was already right. Okay, some of you lot are not going to be here next season. I'm getting these players, and the way you guys executed all these transfers were not out of nowhere. I don't care what anyone says. Well, there he is. See. He's a Liverpool fan. Don't mind that guy. Oh,
I'm so done.
So talk to me. What do you think? What
What was the question?
Oh, I beg your pardon. The standard of management.
The what? Sorry?
Standard of management. Is it a problem?
With Frank Lampard, you mentioned that he's honest. And I agree. That's why when people always ask me, like, is Chelsea expected to finish top of the league or expected to win the Premier League and stuff? Listen, I'm listening to Frank Lampard when I told these people that that's not our aim for this season. If we get there, we get there, but it's not our aim. Like, come on. But regarding the standards of management, yeah, like I said, we've got too many brand new managers in the league, and the standard is depleting. And it's one of them ones where, are we ever going to see a Pep Guardiola again? Are we ever going to see a Jose Mourinho again? Are we ever going to see a Carlo Ancelotti again? And that's why these lot are still in the game, because no one's checking for them. Nobody is competing with them. Nagelsmann at the moment, if he keeps the run up, he could be competing with these people. Like, he can give them a run for their money and say, you know what, I'm going to be the new you, or I'm going to make my philosophy better than your philosophy. You know what I mean? But at the moment, there's no one competing with them. Conte, when he came to Chelsea, he was the closest to do it, to compete with Pep's philosophy and Jose Mourinho's philosophy, because he was literally Pep and Mourinho merged into one. That's how I saw it. We kept a lot of possession. We can all agree, Lampard earlier. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
We can. But yeah, Conte kept a lot of possession, and defensively we were solid at the same time. When it was time to hang back, we executed that perfectly. When it was time to counter, when it was time to move forward, we executed that perfectly as well. And I thought he was going to be the next best thing since sliced bread until his second season. And then it was just like, oh God, here we go again type of situation, you know? So I don't know. I hope the standard gets better, but I am a strong believer that football as a whole is currently in a bit of a transition period. We're trying to find who's the best teams and, the best players now that the two GOATs are going to be on the brink of retirement and stuff. So I'm a strong believer that we're currently in transition, and people just need to be a bit patient before we say the standards dropped. Like, we can see it's dropped, but let's cut everyone a break.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Because, it has been a very weird year.
Yeah.
A weird season. And we have to admit, because of the weird year, certain teams got a positive ending result in the league table. Lucky. I heard that the Welsh FA and English FA passed all these ex-footballers who are assist by assist for the Euro for Continent, whether the sessions were good or not. Yeah, look, all I'm going to say to you is this, I think coaching, if you like, so I've got a guy who in up here who's got his UEFA B license. He actually went down to Leeds and Bielsa taught him, and he's learning Italian. And and then one of my other guys, I had them on yesterday, Marvin Bartley. He's a reserves coach at his club. He's a club captain of Livingston in Scotland, and he's learning Spanish. And I think it depends on the individual. If you really want to learn, the thing about being a player and being a manager is that Thank you, Lucky, for subscribing. It just came up. Thank you very much.
I
You're a
love
good
Lucky, by the way. I love him.
See, you need to come on every day now. You know what I mean? You're bringing the traffic. You're bringing the heat.
When I tell you though, just a quick shout out to Lucky. Like there was a point where I was getting a lot of racist abuse, and it was getting to me. And then I was going through YouTube comments and like just looking at them like, raw, people hate me. And then like his comments will come up like, guys, you need to be supporting this girl. You need to be supporting black women in football. Look at what gold diggers are doing, stuff like that. And there's people like him out there, and honestly, that keeps me going. So big up Lucky every time. Like legit, I owe him drinks like when COVID and all of that, clears up, and if you're of age.
We got lucky, man. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, so like they're actually the thing of I think about manager. I think as a footballer, right? Marvin said this to me, and it made me think. You are at a ceiling. Okay, you can if you're quick, you excel on that. Whatever skills you have, you excel on it. Okay, and you make sure you become the best at it. But when you're a manager, it's an open book, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you really want to learn, you should, you excel on whatever, And I just think some of these managers that are coming through, I've got to say, some ex-footballers that are coaching right now. I mean, it's a bit suspect. It's a bit suspect for me, 100%.
I'm just thinking, like, with the ex-footballers, are they coaching, like, in terms of the style that they want to be playing, or are they coaching in accordance with the book that they've been given to help them be a coach? I look at that a lot with Arteta, because I feel like Arteta plays it extremely safe, and sometimes you question him to the point where you're thinking, how am I questioning you about these things? Same thing with Frank Lampard, same thing with Ole. And Ole's not even a new manager, so I ain't got an excuse for him. He's just Ole.
Listen, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it, yeah. Listen. Let's just conclude this, yeah. Ole, all I'm gonna say to you is this. With his CV, okay, he shouldn't even be cracking the joke of being the Man United manager. Okay. let's real talk, we all talk football here. Listen. How he is the manager, and this is what I hate about sentiment fans and our board. They've basically given this job. Okay, do you know what? Yeah, let me say it. I'm gonna say it, Neats. Yeah. Okay. He scored us this goal and won us the Champions League final. I said on a show, I was like, you man love him because he toe poked a ball at top corner and we won a cup. And they're like, oh, how can you say that? And I'm like, well, no, break it down, yeah. This guy was a great striker. He was fourth choice striker at the club, yeah. Man didn't want to go and be the main man at another club. He was like, listen, I'm happy here, smiling, babyface assassin. Cool. Now, I said to them, why was he famous? Because he used to be called Super Sub. Right. So back in the day, yeah, when teams weren't as fit as they are now, what happens? They get tired, right? Funny that. Funny that. When you're tired, you make mistakes. Listen, but then I played devil's advocate. Listen, he was a great footballer. Obviously, he scored loads of goals and he won trophies. Let's judge him as a manager, not as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the player. Because that's what I think people are doing. And that's the point I make. I can be negative on him as a player. Obviously, look, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's not kill ourselves. Yeah. But that was the player, not the manager. And as the manager, he's not good enough, And I just think we need to keep the same energy with all these managers, Stop playing on, oh, he's a legend for the club. So what? Like, do you know what I mean? Listen, Man United, football clubs are, managers come and go. The club will forever be there.
Yeah, the club will stay. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Got message, comment here. Ole ain't good enough for United. It is what it is. Here because of the incompetence of Wildwood and Co.
Oh, KJ.
I also
KJ has the best catchphrases. Like, he makes up on the spot. Like, his catchphrases. Like, who says Wallad Woodward? Like, oh, yeah. They're amazing. Like, they're so unique.
Also, all he did is leave his football career alone. Lol. I only talk about now and hating the guy. Yeah, that's what I said to you. So, like, I could play devil's advocate, KJ. I was saying that, if you break it down, if I really want to be nasty, I could say he toe poked the ball top corner. He was in the right place at the time, or he came on as a sub. No, but obviously he's a legend. I think he's a legend. But we need to come away from that and judge him as the manager, because right now he's not getting another top job, exactly lucky, and he's not doing anything with our club. And that's what pains me, because I'm seeing my club around all the mess right now. I'm thinking we could really capitalize right now, but we're not, you know. Last question for you, Neats. I know you're about to get your shayo on. What's next? What's next? Because we've not even talked about your Sky Sports appearance. You know, how was that? You know.
Oh God, you know what? Child. I think Sky Sports appearance, right? Probably the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done in my life. Bobz, hold on, my back is about to die.
Okay. So yeah, guys. Listen, guys. If you're watching, please like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Neat's Gold Diggers. While she comes back and she flicks the hair. Yep, she's back.
I have to flick the hair really quickly. Okay, I'm back. Yes, it's probably one of the most nerve-wracking things I had to do, right? I'm so sorry. KJ just makes me laugh, fam. This guy's hilarious. No, but yeah, it's the most nerve-wracking thing I had to do. But again, like, because this is literally what I love and what I do and stuff. When I was on the Zoom call with them, it was literally just normal flowing conversation, normal banter that I'd normally have.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Were you gassed though when they said you were going to be on Sky Sports?
Oh, 100. What? What? 100. I got a DM. I got a DM on my personal Instagram account, right, from Jessica Creighton, right, and she wanted me to come on like her platforms and stuff, and I was like, that ain't no problem, Jessica. I can do that for you because you work on that. I can do that for you, and I look up to you, you know, like, you know what I mean, like. Literally from that, she said, "You'll be really good for this transfer talk segment. I'm gonna hook you up." She hooked me up in a couple of weeks. I got the email, and yeah, they were literally like, yeah, just come on. And literally, I connected with the guys that I spoke with, Michael Bridge and Anton Tooley. Connected with them instantly. Like, we were having a laugh, we were bantering about and stuff like that. And like, literally after, when it was time to go, they were like, they've had so much fun with me. Like, literally, they're like, it's always good that I always show my personality and stuff. Like, it's nice to have that. Yeah, he was like, most people come on and they literally turn into a robot, and sometimes we just don't want that. We want this type of, you know, light-hearted chat and stuff. And then they were like, yeah, they'll get in touch with me to get back on. And I said, a second time? They're like, yeah, 100%. I said, all right. The second time, breeze.
Brilliant. It's good. And I hope people notice when they watch you talking about football how happy and passionate you are. So long may it continue. It's good to see. My last question, I promise it's my last question. What's next for you?
I don't know. I won't lie. This year has been, of course, it's been such a weird year for everybody. Like with COVID, Black Lives Matter, and all of these campaigns happening. It's been such a weird year, but at the same time, it's also been a blessing for me. Amen.
Amen.
Jesus, please, amen. Amen. But it's been a blessing, and I just feel like I've literally. I don't know what's next. Like, I don't know what more I can do this year. Literally, I've been on the Premier League. I've been on Amazon, BT, Sky. I'm in a freaking No Room for Racism advert, you know? Like, more time, I'm just thinking, like, what more can actually come through for me? And then, obviously, I get this award with Gold Diggers, and not just Gold Diggers, but myself as well. And then that's the point where I actually said, you know what, I believe in myself now, because I didn't before that. I was just thinking this is all a fluke. Like, I don't know why these people want to talk to me. I'm gonna talk anyway. I'm gonna talk anyway. But then when I got, you know, the award for Football Blacklist and stuff, I just said, you know, I'm gonna start believing in myself. And you know, the Blacklist Awards are tomorrow, streaming on BT, Sky, and I think it was I can't remember the last person, but BT and Sky will be streaming it on their Twitter platforms, and Sky will be showing it on Sky Sports as well. So I feel like after that, the only way is up. Like
Man,
I just don't know. I don't know. All I can do is leave it in God's hands. Like my mum always says, like she's always praying for me and always wanting me to just be happy. You know, like in the job I'm in right now, I'm just really not happy. I just feel like what I want to do is football full time. So
yeah,
let's hope and let's see where it takes me. Hopefully after the awards, I'll be able to tell you like what's next for me. Well, not just me, but for my gold digger girls, because my gold digger girls are amazing. Like I've got some amazing girls on there. So hopefully sky's the limits, you know? Hopefully.
amen to that. Amen to that. What advice would you give a young girl who wants to talk about football and
Ooh.
her surroundings is tough? You know, what would you say if someone's if their parents are watching, or if the girl themselves that once they're watching think, I
Mhm.
aspire to you, I want to do what you're doing. You give me, you know, because you need to remember, yeah, you are paving the way, you know, for people to for girls to come on YouTube and
Yeah.
talk. Yes, I know there are many female fan channels out there, 100%. Okay, but for our community, I
Yeah.
don't.
I love what you said.
Our community, there's not many representations, so you are paving the way, and you know our culture. You know, it's can be sexist sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, like for example, for the viewers watching, if I was to come to your house right now, there's a for some certain men would expect you to cook for them
Yeah.
because that's the culture. Well, me and you, we grew up in London. If you're hungry, you know your way to the kitchen.
Then
But,
the chicken and chips round the corner. Don't
do you know
eat.
what
Don't even.
I mean? So, what would you say? What would you say for advice? You know,
um. Oh, I feel like there's so much I could say, but when I tell my story, like it's literally like I come from a Nigerian background. I was expected to go to school, be a doctor, all of that stuff. I grew up in a predominantly, you know, black area, Elephant Castle, and I got moved to a predominantly white area.
yeah,
In
yes, yes.
okay.
Lucky.
And I also grew up in Thamesmead, which was a predominantly white area at the time. Went to school in Bexley Heath. I went to a grammar school for all
Oh
girls.
wow.
For all girls in Bexley Heath, a
Okay.
white predominant area near where Stephen Lawrence had died. Right,
Oh
we had
wow.
racist people everywhere, we had sexist people everywhere, and it was always the narrative that, you know, they're a girls' school, they're learning how to cook and how to clean and all of that.
Mhm,
My
mhm,
advice literally is there is no circumstance or situation that you cannot overcome at all. Like I am a black female in a white predominant, you know, industry, at right male predominant industry at the moment. There is
mhm,
literally no situation that you cannot overcome if you want to get into this industry. They I'm not going to say they need us, but at the same time, I look at it this way: without our kind of culture, without the diversity we bring into these football channels and into, you know, just life in general, you look at fashion, you look at travel, you look at all these type of things, we are leading the narrative at the minute, and it's something that we want to continue to do. So don't be afraid to come out and say like, yeah, I'm a black woman that watches football, what? Or I'm a black woman that likes to do fashion, like what? Don't be afraid to do it, because right
mhm.
now more than ever it's our time. It's our time.
And you know what? God bless you for saying that, because without the right seasoning, your chicken ain't gonna taste right. Do you understand?
Got
So,
Maggie, bro.
we've got Anita from Gold Diggers giving us some reasoning and some seasoning for you right there. So listen, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the people that commented, like and share. You know the rest. If you're gonna watch it back, please like and share. Listen, Neats, you know, normally I always say to people, plug yourself, do it. I think I want to say thank you actually because I've enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that, and I learned something today. And it's good. And most of the people I get on, I do learn something different from them, and it's just nice to see something different. And also, it's really nice to see someone from our community elevating. And it's do you know what it is? I'm gonna say this while we're on live. We come from a culture where there's already pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to be a mechanical engineer or doctor or do a job with chemical engineering or something. You have to go to university.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about football and stuff is, like they'll slap you. It's like don't talk rubbish, don't talk crap,
Oh
as
my
people.
god, Bobz, like when I first started talking about football, yeah, and on Twitter and stuff, right? My mum was always like, "Why is your phone always in your hand? Can't you get off your phone? Why are you always talking about football?" My mum sees me on TV now. Why aren't you talking about football again now? Go and take your phone. Go and be tweeting your Twitter. Like, come on.
Auntie.
Trust me, the narrative will not stay the same. It's changing. It's changing, honestly.
And you know what? It's true because the more black women we see, and I'm being very, very specific here, the more black women we see because African culture, look, I played football. Can you imagine how that went down?
I can. I played football too, and I got dragged out.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember one of my childhood best friends, Craig Wilson. He won't mind me saying this. Love his mum. His mum actually had to negotiate with my mum to let me play football. She's like, yeah, let him come and play. And my mum's like, he has to go to church, blah blah. And she was like, yeah, but what's 1 hour? I'll take them back. And then, do you know what? She helped because she helped change the minds and then the attitudes of my mum and stuff. Because look, yes, okay, we know education is key, but I think the society and the way life's going right now, if you're really good at something, you don't really need an academic qualification. People say to me, you're good with people, you're good on the media. Look, not even 2 months on YouTube and I'm in the terrace. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Say something. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think I agree with you and I salute you for what you've done. And I look forward to watch your adventure. Just don't forget about your big bro. And, but no, listen, so thank you very much. But yes, please plug your socials so they know where to find you.
So you can find me on @flown_ everywhere. 2 underscores on Instagram. You can find me on @GoldDiggersUK, @GoldDiggersUK_ on Instagram, and you can find me on TFT Media 1. I still don't know why our is TFT Media 1, but we are called the Terrace.
Harry needs to do something about that, but I'm not going to say that to him. You can say it to him. I'm just
Do you know what, right? I'm starting to build connections with people on Twitter. So I'm going to try and see, can we have the Football Terrace as an please? Thank you very much. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, 100%. And listen, guys, so what? Man with the catchiest phrase on Twitter and YouTube right now. Thank you so much for watching episode 10, guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Like and subscribe. And take care. Peace and love to you all.